Good morning, St. Lucas. Thank you for joining me for this time of morning devotional. I hope this will be a blessing to you on this Friday morning. Doesn't that seem like how the month, the year is going by right now? It's hard to keep track of what day it is. It seems like there's so much in our world and in our lives that is just buffeting us from every direction, whether it's the election, the racial injustice we see in the world, us wondering what we can do to make a difference, to make a positive change around us. It's uncertainty at work. It's uncertainty about our health, the health of loved ones, second guessing even simple choices and decisions we make. It's hard to know what is the right thing these days. And if I'm honest, I tend to wear all of that just like a heavy coat, and it weighs on me. And it's there even when it's not acknowledged, even when I'm not outwardly thinking about it. Just the collective weight of all those things seems to press down and just make an impact on how I go about everything. Some days are better than others. Some days the burden, I don't notice it as much, but then there will be moments or specific events that cause me to notice it more or to wear it more heavily. So how do we do this, right? I dare say I'm not the only one who's experiencing this right now. And for others, you've been carrying burdens like this for much longer. So how do I attempt to stay strong? How do I attempt to stay true to what I believe and to who I am? How do I keep the faith, right? Is a different way of saying that. Well, for me, I found that going back and reminding myself, revisiting touchstone moments or key beliefs is very helpful. One of those touchstone moments for me happened when I was in college. I grew up in Texas, in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and was fortunate to be raised in the church. My family attended a Methodist church in our community from the time I was 10 years old. So it must have been after my first or second year of college, I came back, was living with my family over the summer. And so this was, we as a family had been going to this church for about 10 years. And so we knew people in the church, they knew us, right? It was one of those places. And also a very traditional place, right? People would stand up and sing along with the hymns, but there wasn't a lot of dancing around. It was, again, very kind of buttoned up, if you will. So this summer, let's just say it was after my first year of college, I came back. We were attending church one Sunday as a family, and at the end of the service, the pastor just made an open call to the congregation. If anyone felt so moved that they wanted to come down and come to the front of the church and recommit themselves, that was the time to do it. And as I recall, this was not an uncommon call to the congregation. And often, right, there was nobody who walked up and responded to that call, but they made the call nonetheless. But for whatever reason, in that moment, I felt God's nudge on me to make that walk to the front of the congregation. And this is not a small church, right? It was in a building a fair bit larger than even St. Luke's sanctuary. So though it may sound easy, right, just walk up to the front of the congregation, my instincts were just stay where you are. Don't stand out. Don't be noticed. Why are you doing this? You've been in the church your whole life. You've already committed your life to Christ, right? I'd certainly been baptized as an infant. I had gone through confirmation as a young person, but in that moment, I couldn't explain it except to say that I felt God in that moment with me. I suppose it's a little bit like when Jacob was wrestling with God, that heaven and earth kind of intersected in that place, in that time. That's a bit how I would describe it. I can't tell you how many times over the years I've thought back to that moment. And for me, what I take away is just the presence of God was with me, and I was sure of it. I'm still sure of it. That's what that feeling was. And so when I have times of doubt, and I do, when I have challenging moments or longer than moments, challenging seasons of my life, this is a time, this is a moment, this is an experience that to me accesses, my ability to be confident in my faith. So I hope that for you, you have some moments like that. And when you find yourself in challenging times, think back to those moments, think back to those people, think back to those events, and be comforted by the knowledge that God loves you, because he does. God loves you immensely. And I hope you carry that with you today, and that you have a blessed day.